We decided to unify. We won't let the vision die. We know there is a greater purpose. One aim, one destiny, and we'll all stay aligned to what's referred by Yah. Man keep his hand in the hand of Yah, with woman by his side. Our children will follow, and together in unity we'll shine and glorify Yah. Together forever we'll glorify Yah. In unity together we'll glorify Yah. In truth and in unity. One love, one destiny, one great God family. In truth and in unity. One love, one destiny, one great God family. Nothing will ever come between us. Our bond is tight, doing what's required and return. One aim, one destiny, and we'll all stay aligned to what's preferred by Yah. Man keep his hand in the hand of Yah, with woman by his side. Our children will follow. Together in unity we'll shine and glorify Yah. Together forever we'll glorify Yah. In unity together we'll glorify Yah. In truth and in unity. One love, one destiny, one great love family. In truth and in unity. One love, one destiny, one great love family. Yah gave us back to one another.
All praise, hallelujah.
Open up our eyes, and gave us the gifts of love. We know there is a greater purpose. One aim, one destiny, and we'll all stay alive to us. Referred by Yah. Man keep those hands in the hand of Yah, with woman by her side. Our children will follow. Together in unity we'll shine and glorify Yah. Together forever we'll glorify Yah. In unity together we'll glorify Yah. Right now, in unity. Together, one destiny, one great love family. Together forever, we'll glorify Yah. In unity together, we'll glorify Yah. In truth and in
That's right.
still got the glory. Together forever, we'll glorify Yah.
I love that part. He's like,
One great love family. Truth in unity. Oh, praise Yahweh B'Hasham Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. It's your brother Krabzaya Banya Sha'Allah, and we are officially back at it like Torah addicts out of rehab. There is no set schedule to this ministry. We're just going to do what we do as the Most High give us utterance to speak it. I want to give a big, major, big Thawada Yahweh Lahabayaf to the house of Zephaniah. I am over Zephaniah, Big Judah's house. I've been here for the entire time that I've actually been operating in the city gates of Memphis, Tennessee. It's actually a lot that I want to go over real quick, but I'm not going to do it all at once. You know, what I will be doing though is I will be sharing. I will be, giving the family an update. This has been a very exciting, very powerful mission. I believe that the cause of this mission of us operating to bring the people together and to operate in a field to where our people can see that unity does exist. Unfortunately, there's been so many people that have been hurt that it's made them skeptical of real love, and this is just something that we go through. This is just something that we go through. Usually when we're hurt, we're not quite sure how we want to, or if we even want to share our love or be open with other people. And I mean, it does hurt. It hurts the body. It hurts those that are affected, by whatever event it was. But I'm gonna tell you this, Yashala, you gotta be strong enough in Yahweh to get past the hurt, so that you can help somebody else grow. All right. Shalom to the ones who's watching right now, burning the midnight oil with me. All right. We're just going to go in the truth for the Most High. I put up 2 links today. This link right here is the link for Flavius Josephus. All right. The historical document that we're going to be reading, Flavius Josephus. And then the second link is this song. If you all like this song, here's the link to this song right here. It's called In Unity Will Glorify Yah. And I mean, I gotta say this, that's one of the hardest things I have seen with dealing with Yasha Allah, man. I love like I've never been hurt. I love like I've never been hurt, even though, we've all went through our different types of, afflictions or oppressions. My mentality is like, okay, well, if you have been hurt, then, you gotta let go. You gotta let go, and then you got to assert those things that the Most High has given you that have made you be a better lover to others that have been around you. I'm going to change that avatar. All right. Actually, I'm going to put up this one here. This is pretty cool. And this is Yapa Creations. I like this one. Yapa Creations. So if anybody's looking for the Israelite flags, the banners, the bags, the purses, if you've seen this logo, it's the menorah with the lilies and the balls of yarn and the sunflowers. This is the daughter. Her name is Ra'ashwan Ayarab. All right. And she is the one who's been helping, doing all of the work for the vending of the government of Israel, merchandise, garments, flags, purses. Man, and y'all don't even know what's coming next, man. There's so much more government stuff coming next, man. I can't wait to advertise that. All right, help the nation to grow and build. So that's the sister's logo. So if y'all ever see that, then she's certified, man. The brother Karatazaya Banya Shala certifies her. All right, so again, for those of us who've been through it, or for those of us who felt it, or for those of us who've experienced it, that's my favorite color right there, emerald green, emerald esmeralda. It's my favorite color. So for those of us who experienced and felt it, you got to be able to practice the principles of being able to love like you've never been hurt. It's a very scary thing, especially when you don't know what's going to be next. So I encourage unity. I encourage love. That's men, women. All right. That's all of us. Okay. That's all of us learning how to be operatives in this ministry. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm just gonna try to drop some jewels real quick, and then when the sun comes up, we'll go over some scriptures and keep the people encouraged. All right. So again, blessings, salute, shalom to everybody from the Mississippi, from the Memphis, Tennessee, Brownsville,
Man, I've been in areas that I don't even remember the names of them, but you know, just salute to all the Yasha Alim that the Most High has allowed me to come across through this time frame. It's been beautiful. All right. So again, Israelite Saints All About Christ is an Israelite school that you can come to. The Shabbat is kept. All right. You can come and experience what it's like to be a part of a Israelite community. All right. So we also have our brother Paisley that's in the city gates. And he's been doing an excellent job of keeping the people together. So unfortunately, you know, we have this issue with being Israel. We have this issue being divided. Like, we find divisive things to keep us separate. And it's a really spiritually damaging thing until we can really let go and learn how to be one camp, which the word camp means army. The word camp means the entire nation. It's pronounced makra'ah. Makra'ah is the pronunciation for the word camp. So we got to stop using camp as it's like some type of profanity or some type of curse word. It's not. All right. It's a blessed word that means Israel as a whole. Okay. It's never been used as a potty mouth bad word within the exception of the last few years. All right. And for those of you who have recently came into the truth, you know, I mean, 6 years old. If you're 6 years old in the truth, then you're still a baby. No matter how many precepts you think you know, you feel me? You're just young, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, I'm still young. You know, our elders who are over us are still young. You know, we just got to remember to keep that humility. All right. So remember the word camp. It's an Ibadiah word. It's called makra'ah. All right, makra'ah. All right. Let me pull that word up real quick. CAMP. KJVBLB. So don't use the terminology camp in the wrong context, because ultimately what you'll be doing is you'll be speaking against your whole nation and you'll make yourself look like a silly poo-poo head. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do the screen share real quick. I want to show y'all this. All right. Screen share. Let's start on this. Share. Bliggity blue. All right. So let me see. Can we do the whole screen? There we go. So just a real quick. The primary times the word camp is used in the scriptures, you'll see, look at this, the first time, Exodus chapter 14, verse 19, it says, and the angel of Allahiyah, which went before the camp, all right, of Israel. See, it's the camp of Yasha Allah. This is why we have the government of Israel being established now, all right, so that there's not individualites that are operating, you know, under the guise of being, you know, a community, but really, you know, just trying to, me being an individual, like operating on my own. You know, we need leadership, we need counsel, we need those who have more information than us. You know, over you got the hopes is to build back up what we've had before, which is the Sanhedrin, and to operate in this way until the Messiah comes. We know that Isaiah, what's that, 9:6, that the government will be on his shoulders. Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6, KJV, BLB. I did not say that. All right.
According to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints,
hear that.
six for unto us a child is be born.
Nobody wants to hear you. No, thank you. So Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6, it says, for unto us a child is born. This child is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. All right. For unto us a son is given. All right. Unto Yasha Allah. And the government, see that, shall be upon his shoulder. All right. And his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty Allahiyah, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. So what the men of Israel right now and for years have been working to establish is this government of all of us coming together. Every other nation has a government, and some Negroes want to be like, well, we're not going to do that. We're going to wait till Jesus get here. Okay, well, you still kind of, being divisive, but we got to stop that. All right, BLB, KJV. So we're still being divisive, and we have to stop that. All right. So the scriptures tell us that this government, boom, look at this. All right. I don't want governments, plural, just singular. Oh, man. Wow. How do I do that, then? Let's see. Let's do the Hebrew. All right. That should give us, all right. We'll commit thy government into his hand. All right. All right. Isaiah chapter 22, verse 21. And I will clothe him with thy robe and strengthen him with thy girdle, and I will commit thy government into his hand, and he shall be a father to the inhabitants of Yerushalayim and to the house of Yehoiada. All praise the Most High. see what this word is in Ibadia. All right. All right. We have Mayam. We have Shah, Laha. All right. We have MashPaChaa. All right. So we see the root word for it is dominion, rule, dominion, power. All right. Realm, rule. All right. The dominion of Allahaya. Okay. We're going to scroll down and go to the Jacinius definition. All right. We have Mashal. All right. Which is where you get MashPaChaa. We have Mashal. All right. It says what? It says dominion. All right. Jurisdiction. Look at this. Princes, chief rulers. Man, saddest thing I've ever seen, man, is when you I've seen a lot of sad things. I ain't gonna say the saddest thing I've seen. So I've seen a lot of sad things. You know, one thing that personally bothers me is that, you know, there's a sincere and genuine need for our whole nation to work together, and working separately is not the way to do it. All right. We have to work together as a nation. All right. So Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6 is the principle. Whether you want to or not, all of you Negroes who are a part of the 12 tribes who are calling yourselves Israelites, you will and are be a part of what's called the government of Israel. All right. So once again, MashPaChaa is not a camp individually. All right. How do we know that? Because the word camp, it means the entire nation. All right. It means army. Look at this. Machana. All right. This is Mayam. This is Cha. This is Na. And this is Ha. Machana. Machana. Say it with me. Machana. Machana. So that's our word for the day. Machana. It means camp. It's used as camp 136 times. It's used as host. All right. 61 times. Company 6 times. The tents of Israel, the armies of Israel, the bands of Israel into the battle 1, drove of 1. All right. So this word camp, man, is so sad and disgusting, man, how we've seen it. It's just been a constant, you know, growth. It's not disgusting. It's encouraging because you get to see, you know, and listen, let me make this statement very clear because I've seen my words get twisted, and I absolutely hate it when people misuse my words as if I'm a person that doesn't speak very sagaciously. I hate it. Like, it's so annoying. So encampment, camp, place of encampment, camp of armed host, army, camp. Those who encamp, company, body of people. All right. So I encourage y'all, take time, look at this word. It does not mean an individual group of people. It doesn't mean your school and my school. It means all of us as a whole. All right. When you get a chance, start learning how to read the Jacinius. Jacinius came before the Strong's Concordance. And what Jacinius did was he categorized these words excellently. All right. Look at this. Heavenly host. All right. Heavenly host of angels. Let me go up to the top real quick. Let's see a couple times that the word camp was used, all right, in context. Exodus chapter 14, verse 19, the Most High was delivering us. It says, and the angel of Allah went before the camp of Israel, all right? When somebody speaks against camp, like, y'all got to be mindful. You're talking about your whole nation. It makes you sound like a race trader. It makes you sound like a little Israelite nigga. It makes you sound like a I don't know what I'm talking about, and you know, this is your set, this is my set. We are one nation, okay? And the angel of Yahweh, and when I say you little Israelite nigga, because niggas be still banging, like niggas be still camp banging, and niggas be still talk. But Yasha'Allah, we don't think like that. Yasha'Allah is on a higher level. We don't have common sense. We have above common sense. All right. So you gotta have above, you know, what the world offers you, okay? And be in unity. So the angel of Yahweh, which came before the camp of Israel, removed and went behind them. And the pillar of the cloud went before their face and stood behind them. And this is when the Most High did what? This is when the Most High went to war for us against the Egyptians. Look at this. And it came between the camp of the Egyptians and the camp of Israel. You see that? So it's a whole army thing. It's a whole nation thing. It wasn't like it separated, you know, specific Hamite Egyptian groups within itself, and it separated different Israelite groups within itself. No, the entire camp of the Egyptians and the camp of the Israelites. See, the camp of Israel. See that? So when you're using camp, make sure you're using the proper context so you can help to edify people. And it was a cloud, and it was a cloud and darkness to them. Remember, this darkness is going to come back again. We don't want no parts of this darkness, but it's going to happen again. Okay, this darkness is a very scary, terrifying thing, and you don't ever want to be caught up in this darkness. The Most High is going to give monstrous apparitions. Okay, all right, and it was darkness to them, but it gave light. But it gave light by night to these, so that the one did not come near to the other all night. Okay. Now let's scroll down. That's one example of the word camp. That's one example. That's in the very beginning, right? So you're gonna go from the very beginning all the way to the very end. We're gonna go to Revelations now. Okay. All right. Let me see. Revelation chapter 19. Let me see. Let me see. Let's say, again, if you like this song, I put the link in here. All right. So you can get this link for yourself. You can play the song. This is a blessed song for the MashPaChaa. All right. This is a blessed song for the MashPaChaa. Okay. So I encourage you all, get this song, learn this song. All right. Very encouraging. Let me see. Oh, no, that's 9. No, that's 9. It's either 19 or 20. All right. All right. These are 420 elders. There come a voice, and heard a voice, multitude, and rejoiced and granted power, saying, blessed right, and fell and worship him. And saw heaven open, his eyes flame, clothed armies which followed, horses, mouth, sword, vesture. And I saw angels standing there. He made flesh of kings. I saw the beast, and the beast was taken, and them that was slain, the sword set upon. All right. It might be 2019. Yeah, I'm doing some building res live, God bless the holy, 1,000 years expired, should deceive the whole nations, God can make God and way comes back to the earth. So we're in the book of Revelations chapter 20, and I praise Yahweh for his Holy Spirit and for giving inspiration of the word, even when we don't have the books before us. Like the Father will show you if you really read this book. So this is the book of Revelations chapter 20 and verse 9. Okay, watch this. So Revelation 20 verse 9, it says, and they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints. But let's see who did this. Let me go up one more time. Revelation chapter 20 verse 8. And they shall go out and deceive, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth, Gog, Magog, to gather together the battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. All right. So we know this number of whom is as the sand of the sea. This is the promise that was given to our fathers. Okay. So this is Yahshua. Verse 9. Watch this. So Gog and Magog and the nations are going to come to war against us, but they're not going to go to war against one specific school, shechul, one specific community. All right. It's going to be against our whole nation, man. And that's the sucky part about it, because Negroes still don't get it. Like, we're going to the next level of this thing. Don't tell me about leveling up if you're not ready to level up. All right. Don't talk to me about leveling up if you're really not ready to take that next step. All right. You can talk to me about it. I apologize. I'll take that statement back. You can talk to me about it. But, you know, let's put some action behind our words. Okay. And this is why MashPaChaa Yahshua has myself and other ministers out here doing evangelizing, doing teaching. All right. We got MashPaChaa Yahshua International, which means government of Israel. Okay. The government of Israel is out here internationally ministering, evangelizing, and we don't leave nobody behind. This is so much more than just, you know, about us. This is about you and me together, waking up those who don't know. Because remember, at one point in time, you didn't know. See, at one point in time, you was smelly. One point in time, you was eating unclean meats. One point in time, you know, you was dealing with, you know, tama'ahness and breaking the Shabbat. So we can't leave nobody behind. Like, when I'm out in public, I usually don't minister to women. You know, I'm really careful, man. I got a really bad habit of getting my heart broke, man. I got a really bad habit of getting my heart broke, man. So I try to I try to be careful, but I really need to work on that more. So, you know, I don't minister to women when I'm out. I talk to brothers, be like, blibbity, blabbity, bloop, brother. You know, I've seen other dudes do it, and it's like, you know, it's not my forte, brother. But I don't think that we should leave anybody behind. So we need the daughters to minister alongside of us, man. You know, how much better would it be if we were ministering together? Paul and his rib traveled together. They ministered together, man. They kept each other safe together. They loved each other together. So imagine that. You know, I got the brother hemmed up and dropping jewels, you know, and then the sister, she over there like, you know, this is what it is. You the 12 tribes, you know, you got to repent, sister. You know, I used to wear clothes like that too. And, you know, but sisters, man, they want the glory, but they don't want the struggle to get the growth, man. And it's very heartbreaking, man. So we got to all do better. So men are the most high, women are the most high. Love and forgive each other, go harder. So look at what happened, okay? So the other nations will come to go to war against us. All right. So this is Revelations chapter 20 and verse 9. Look, and they went up on the breadth of the earth. See, so the breadth of the earth is the entire encampment. Look, and they encompass the camp of the saints. They encompass the camp of the saints about and the beloved city, and fire came down from Allahia out of heaven and devoured them. So this is what's going to happen. The nations are going to come to war against us. And you think in our own little individual city, you know, community schools, congregations, you know, listen, they're going to pursue us until the end of the earth. That's where this phrase comes from, until the end of the earth. All right. But hold on. Let's get another example of this war that's going to happen right here. Because I don't teach it's going to be ICBM missiles and thermonuclear fire by bombs. No, it's going to be Yahushua himself. 2nd Ezra chapter 13, KJV. I think it was 15, though. They shall lay the evil torments. I think it's 15. Let me take a step back. It should come past 7 days during James 4 verse. All right, so listen. So this is about when Yahushua is going to come. Now, let's see what's going to happen when Yahushua comes, okay? All right, and it shall come to pass. After 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea. You hear that? A wind from the sea. And it moved all the waves thereof. Did you know that the word heaven is Hashemayim, which means the waters? So people think that heaven is only up. Nah, Hashemayim is down too. The waters are down also. You got clouds in the sea. You got clouds in the sky. We're not looking at it as if we're surrounded by bodies of water, and we are. We're surrounded by waters in the sky. Heaven means Shemayim. Shemayim means the waters. If you haven't heard, chariots, so-called UFOs, are being found going underwater all the time. The Navy can't explain this. The world can't explain it. You got the chariots of the Most High going underwater. All right. Now, I don't teach that these are demonic devices. I teach that these are the devices of the Most High. All right. All right. I don't teach that these are the Nephilim. These are the fallen angels. I don't teach that. All right. So anywho, with that being said, so I said that to say when it says wind from the sea, that sea could be Mayam, could be waters. All right, we have to read in Hebrew to see this. All right, so it says, and there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof, and behold, and lo, that man, you see that? So there's going to be a man that's going to come out of the Mayam, the sea, all right, the waters. And remember, heaven means Hashemayim, which means the waters. So that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. So this is Yahushua. And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. So have you ever seen a house burnt up and the grass be burned? Let me see if I can get a picture there real quick. Burnt grass. Oh, that's really good.
Here's some information about burnt grass.
Quiet.
A couple's relationship takes an unexpected turn when...
What? Yo, I'm not asking for that. So this is what burnt grass look like. Okay, this is what a good picture of burnt grass looks like. Okay, really good pictures of burnt grass. All right, I guess that's all we had to do. Okay, you see that? So the earth faileth. The earth faileth when it feeleth the flame. Blast of fire come down. Look at what the scripture says. This is terrifying. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. So when Yahushua coming back, man, he destroying, he burning. So it's man, it's so serious right now, man. Second Ezra chapter 13, verse 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of the number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. You see that? And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude out of the number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. Look at this. Revelation chapter 20, verse 8. And they shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth. See, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. And when they went up to the breadth of the earth and encompassed the camp of the saints about and the beloved city. But what happened? And fire came down from Allahai out of heaven and devoured them. But the point that we're looking at on this subject is to see how the other nations are going to all gather against us. And it's so pathetic to see, how Israel, Yasha Allah, we are still having to learn how to be more sympathetic. It's pathetic that we have to learn how to be more sympathetic. It means I got an issue if I can't be sympathetic, towards those who are still learning and are babies younger than me, okay? Because I'm still a baby. So I got to learn how to be more sympathetic. We have to drop ego, pride, arrogancy. I've received so many blessings since I've been here in Memphis, Tennessee. Since I've been here to travel in this zone, going around Israelite saints all about Christ, nothing but blessings. Families that's traveled, I won't even mention their names because I don't even know if they want to be mentioned. I'm talking about whole family off the grid. Okay. And healthy. Nothing but blessings. Talking to gangsters all up and down Memphis, jumping out the car like Shalom, Hebrew. What's up, man? You king, you look like King David, brother. You like King Solomon, man. You the chosen people. And receiving blessings from lords and from folks. All throughout this piece. And I love it, man. Y'all hear that? That was my Memphis at mine. I'm working on it. I don't want to be Terrence Howard. I don't want to do that. So I just been practicing not saying mine because it's like everybody tells me like, yo, he was trying too hard. So I'm like, yo, I ain't even gonna try. So if it just come out, I'll be sincere when I say it. All right. But I ain't about to be like, Terrence Howard. Let me say this too, man. Let me get Hustle and Flow movie. All right.
Hustle and Flow.
Oh my goodness! How do I get her to
Fred Brewer, starring Terrence Howard.
Nobody wants to hear you. Listen, this is not a proper representation. All right. For what I've been seeing, man, man, this is not what it is. The movie's good. Don't get me wrong. It's a good movie. It's a cool movie. But nah, man, ain't none of the bruise around this piece, like on this, like, he's a righteous man, beautiful man, man. Minimal. I just wanted to put that out there. It's not a hustle and flow zone, man. It's a spiritual zone. And I encourage you, Yashalia, man. If y'all in the walk, man, come down here and minister, man. Come and be around great brothers and sisters who have beautiful spirits. The sisters here have beautiful spirits, man. The sisters here have beautiful spirits. We all have things that we're working on. I don't have nothing bad to say. Listen, when I'm saying that, not because like I got to try to. I'm saying that because I'm telling y'all, I don't got nothing bad to say. If I did, I would. I'd be like, knock the dust off my sandals and I'm going to go to the blah, 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 blah. It ain't even like that. Like, I'm actually sad that I got to go to the next zone. I feel at home here. And then I found out I got biological family here, so I am at home here. You feel me? So that's another blessing. I have biological family right here in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm going on Memphis, Tennessee. All right. So again, beautiful zone. I encourage Yasha come down here and minister. Get with Israelite saints all about Christ. Help the community, the nation, the government to grow. All right, don't come down and be churchy. Don't come down and be campy, because you really don't want Koyalia to get in his bag and get on top of your head for you coming down here and acting out of pocket. You really don't want to see Koyalia. That man is 10 feet tall. All right, I'm not exaggerating. Koyalia he's 12 feet tall. So you don't want to come down here, and then get embarrassed for you being a jerk, silly poo-poo head. So I encourage y'all, come down here, see what love is like, man. It's a beautiful zone. So let's get back to it. So Revelation chapter, Second Ezra. Salakwaya, please forgive me. Second Ezra chapter 13, verse 5. After this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. We just seen the same thing in Revelations chapter 20. All right, that they came from all the corners of the earth and they encompassed the camp of the saints. Okay, grow up. It's a camp. The camp is an army. It's a whole nation. All right, go and read Ezekiel chapter 33, Valley of Dry Bones. That's all of us. All right. If you're still thinking about camping, then you're immature. You haven't made it to that level yet to where you're seeing everything as a scope from a wide lens. You have a bird eye view. You only see a horse eye view. You only see directly what's in front of you. You got to take off those those goggles that's got you just focused in on your one little petri dish. The world is so much bigger. All right. For some reason, I think I'm gonna go to Madagascar. I don't know. But I'm really hearing Madagascar in my spirit. But my family's from there. I just found out. Let's get back to this. All right. Second Ezra chapter 13, verse 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of the number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up on it. So the man who came out of the sea, he made a mountain and he flew up on it. That ain't nothing but Yahushai. But I would that I had seen the region of the place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid. You see that? So the nations that were gathered together to come and fight against the camp of the saints, the entire nation, the entire army, all right, all those that were gathered together, all right, they all gathered together to fight against us. As this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But I only saw that out of his mouth, you see that? Look at this. I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, out of his lips a flaming breath, out of his tongue he cast sparks and tempest, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire and the flaming breath. The blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up there every one, so that upon a sudden an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. You see that? So when Yahushai comes back, he's destroying with fire. Not only is he destroying with fire, he's coming to defend the camp of the saints. Okay? So the point of reading that was to show that in Revelations chapter 20 and in Exodus chapter 14, from beginning to end of the Bible, the word camp is in there. Stop using camp as if it's a profanity word. You're being small-minded. All right? So develop yourself spiritually. Come to the place to where you can be like, okay, I'm a part of this whole nation. All right? So with that being said, that's just one thing I wanted to look at. I don't know. That just kind of flowed free. That was just kind of like a free-flowing thing, we just going through. All right. So I want to give a sincere salute to everybody that's rocking with the ministry, that have been helping the ministry. All right. That's been helping in your own individual city gates. It's really all about us coming together as one. It's one love, one nation, one king. All right. We have one love. That's the love of keeping Yahweh's laws, statutes, and commandments, because that's how we show we love him. We have one nation. It's the nation of Yasharahla, and one king, which is Yahweh Shai, our great king. All right. Ani Hablakam. I love you all. We'll build in the morning. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasharahla. Love your neighbor as yourself. Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20, to the law and to the testimony. If they speak none of this word, it is because there is no light in them. All right. Ani Hablakam. Rest well. Kwam Yasharahla.